Alright, so we are going to get the other hole drilled for the transducer. On this boat we had a, hopefully you guys can see that in there, we have two different so two different hole setups. I'm going to utilize the old hole, one of them, and then just use the template to make another, and then we'll fill that one in after. A little epoxy. So basically you can see I used that one hole to start me out on the template, and then I'm just going to drill that other hole, the right size drill bit for the provided mounting screws. If you don't know, basically you'll want a drill bit that is the same thickness or a little bit bigger than the shank on the inside of the screw there. If you have it too small, what you'll end up doing is snapping the screw off probably halfway through screwing it in, and then you're going to cause yourself a lot of issues. Once that stainless screw is in there, it's almost impossible to get that thing out without doing a bunch of fiberglass or gel coat damage in the process of pulling it out. And also you don't want to, I'll show you another trick that I've learned over the years after drilling the hole, you don't want to crack, kind of like they did on this one. They never tapered out the hole in the gel coat so that when the screw threads went in, it just starts pulling on the gel coat as you're screwing it in. So we'll get this one screwed in, drilled out, and I'll show you my trick. And then also what I do, a lot of guys use collars on these, which is a good idea. Stop you from screwing it in too far. But the thickness of the screw sticking out when you've got it in the transducer bracket. And this one's got a wooden transom inside, so I'm sure she's soft in there. It's an older boat, so let's see. This one out, we'll move that template. You can see they cracked that one too just because they left it like that. So if you use a Phillips head bit, get that out of the sun, guess it can't. And basically as you're spinning, just a circular motion, and what it's going to do is it's going to basically smooth that gel coat all the way. Now you've got to, instead of it starting to put those cracks, because those cracks will eventually run right up the transom and you'll have little pieces peeling out. And as you saw, I already have the mount on it. I've already checked. I'm going to mount it in the lowest position in the holes, so it's just below the bottom of the boat. It's at the correct angle right here. You don't want it too far facing forward, and you don't want it straight with the bottom of the boat. You'll have turbulence under there and you'll have all kinds of screwed up readings. So definitely a little bit of a forward angle, but not much. I think it's supposed to be an 1/8 of an inch difference between the front edge and the back edge of the transducer. And they give you little wedges to stick behind the transducer in order to give it that angle. So if you need those all come with it. And we'll get some silicone. I've got that cleaned up. We'll get it sealed and get that screwed on and run the wire. Alright, we're going to cut the hole for the gauge itself, and we might have to take the steering wheel out. Right here they had just a head unit of an old fish finder that feels like silicone, but I'll tell you what, I had to do a lot of cutting just to get that thing off there. Almost felt like a clear 5200, because man, I'll tell you, it was on there. If anybody that watches this knows how I can get this stuff off here. It's one thing I'm bad with, is clean up and removal of stuff like that. So leave me a comment, let me know what you guys use to pull that crap off there. Let's see if this thing's gonna fit. Don't think we're gonna get a straight shot. That's a good what not to do. Guess I'm not going straight, so. Alright, we got her mounted. A little bit of a mess still because of that old silicone, but I'm going to pull that back off. Hopefully somebody gives me some tips on how to do that. Clean that crap off, or I'll just keep scraping away. We're going to wire it into key on power. The gauge doesn't have a power up or power down button, so as soon as you put power to it, the gauge turns on. So unless you want it on a regular switch, you can put it on a toggle switch, but I'm just going to run this right to the key switch. Every time he starts it up, he will have his depth gauge. It's already got the inline fuse, so I'll put a little tag on that so he knows what that fuse is for, and we'll get her wrapped up in there. We're going to find the old transducer cable, excuse my gibberish, and we will run it back up inside underneath the gunnel, zip tie it up into place, and test the power. And the next video is going to be launching this bad boy. I'm going to be dropping it off probably the first week of June. So we'll get everything else done, finally get a final cleanup on it, detail it, somewhat detail it, and yeah, we'll do an update video on how the unit works and what I think of it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. You'll see all my next videos of installations and fun tips and stuff like that, and hopefully do some giveaways soon, give you guys something to look forward to. Maybe we'll give away one of these depth finders. Alrighty, see you, bye. Alright, we got her all wired in. Pop this cover off, and then we've got it set for turn the key on, and on she goes. I'm not in the water, so it is not going to read. Beautiful day up here in Maine. Memorial Day. Thanks again for watching.